I was just trying to get the info, see if it's gonna be a half season game.
It's
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, could be a good one.
What's the other game?
It's at Hopewell, I think.
Side, or,
They're both good.
they're both good, I can't go wrong.
Concessions and the hope. Parking's worse. Experience.
All right, sorry. I'd like to call our Beaver County Board of Commissioners work session for Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. Review of work session discussion meeting minutes.
We're good.
All right. Department head report. Any department head report?
We're still status quo with the,
They're still working. Everyone here every
doing
day.
the parking garage. I'm gonna send over some information through email in regards to the issues that we're having with, the emergency power generators. I'll send that stuff over to you guys and, we can have a discussion later on.
Okay.
Just an outfit, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're hosting, the Autumn Barktober Cluster, the AKC sponsored dog show that Beaver County Kennel Club partners with the Trumbull County Kennel Club. They're up over 600 entries, so that's up over 120 from last year. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we got dog shows from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. So we're excited to be the host again. And they're excited that they're growing. And they said that this show could eventually come up over 1,000 entries, so.
Yeah, it's exciting. Sarah last year too. It's pretty cool.
Any other department head report? Hearing none. Move to solicitor.
On the election, Colin gave me a printout, 12,259 mail-in ballots requested. We've received 45% of those returned, which is the second highest percentage in the state. 5,594 have been returned. And consistent with what I mentioned last week, because of the Supreme Court case, there have been 70 ballots that have been returned with an error. We have reached out to those voters. And he still wants me to stress that if there are any poll workers, anyone interested in being a poll worker on election day, to please reach out to his office, because they're still looking for some people who would be willing to help.
Nate, how about, Garen, how about places? So they got all the polling places?
My understanding, all the places are in place. So we're good in that. He's just looking forward. He was doing training yesterday and today on the poll workers, but I know he'd still like to see a couple more in a couple places if we could find some people who are available. The other matter that I have is a personnel matter to be discussed in executive session.
Any questions for the solicitors?
I have something I want to discuss in the executive session also.
Board of Commissioners.
A couple of things, Tony and I know we're at the ribbon cutting for the newly transformed Pittsburgh International Airport. Unbelievable facility with state-of-the-art baggage handling, parking, and everything else. It's a tremendous asset. It's getting notoriety actually globally. And it was quite a crowd there when you have the governor, the lieutenant governor, Senator McCormick, 3 Congress people. It was a big deal, but it has a big impact on Beaver County because it solidifies our geographic position for economic development. Not only do we have the river and the rail and the turnpike and 376 going through here, we're 15 minutes from an international airport with tremendous notoriety. So it really helps our case for Beaver County for economic development. That's one of the reasons I wanted to be there and help with that ribbon cutting. The other thing is Monday was an in-service day for Beaver County schools, and I was at EdFest, Education Fest. They had a motivational speaker. Every school district except for Southside was in attendance at the Dome. There were 2,200 Beaver County educators there and 625 online for this thing. An incredible event for Beaver County and for teachers with a collaborative effort to help strengthen our schools and keep us at the forefront of trying to do educational improvement and workforce development Geneva, Penn State Beaver, and of course CCDC were there. Dr. Davis spoke. I've never been to an event that had more buzz and just impact on folks. To see the dome just filled with 2,200 teachers was really, really incredible. This speaker, Jimmy Cassis, was fantastic. He does a bunch of these, and it was just a great event. I can't talk highly enough about how excited I was to see every single school district in there. And this was pre-K on through college, K to 16. So it was really, really fantastic. My congratulations to the BPIU for the folks that put it on, to the Right Promise, to Push Beaver County, and a whole bunch of other, the Grable Foundation, a whole bunch of people that helped make that happen. Fry Transportation transported people there, had a Black Hawk band playing.
So you can't prevent the Black Hawk band.
Through.
They woke Center Township up at 7 a.m. There was more complaints on Facebook about why is the band playing at 7 a.m.
I know. We had lunch afterwards, and Michelle from the PBI did that. She goes, "Yeah, we didn't think through that 7 band playing in the neighborhood." It was pretty.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. But Rochester, a kid from Rochester that led the Pledge of Allegiance, had 3 kids from, I think it was the Ambridge, sang the national anthem. They had cheerleaders from somewhere inside just cheering the teachers as they came in. It was pretty cool. I just kept saying, I'm not the teacher. I'm not the teacher. I'm just here to watch. But that's it for me. It was a great week, great weekend.
Any other business? We'll move to audience participation. Any audience participation?
Fabiola Gerberidge from the township. This is probably not in your purview, but I'm going to ask it, and you can tell me. Karen will tell me it's not for you guys, but that's okay. In regards to the Baden issue with the 2 massage parlor, which I'm glad that they finally did something, because when we had a new councilwoman in Baden, I told her, you gotta look into one, and then the other one cropped up, and I said, I don't think this is legit, someone please look into it. The reason why I'm asking you is that ICE sheriff were involved. Why could not Baden reach out to the sheriff department itself prior to any of this? Again, I don't know if this is not your purview, this is something I should be asking Baden.
Sheriffs
So I
would
think-
have any problem.
Yeah, the sheriffs, they would never probably reach out to the sheriff's department. It was the detectives
Yeah.
bureau up
Through
in
the DA,
sheriff's office
actually.
is the ones who headed that up.
So I guess my question is, they could have reached out to someone, whether DA,
Yeah.
sheriff.
The council, if there's concerns, the council would reach out to the district attorney's office for
Yeah, they could
suspicious
conceivably,
activity.
yeah, they could conceivably reach out to their own police department, and their police department could in turn, if they felt that they needed to use the resources of the county detective, reach out to the county detective or the district attorney.
They chose not to. I guess it just felt like it could have been something nipped in the bud in that second massage parlor didn't even know. But anyways, I just wanted quite more understanding of that. My second thing that I'm gonna throw out, again, Karen's heard of this, I mentioned this back in May or June. My concern about how the world has just gone crazy, and of course we saw that out in September, and what kind of safety net do we have as a county? And as different municipality, again, I was talking with them at Harmony Township, how do we safeguard our residents in case some lunatic group decides to send on us? And of course, our county solicitor shared his thoughts of what would be done with the state police, et cetera. But what if there's a concerted effort of attacks happening at the same time in various counties around us? And I don't need to know the plan. I don't think we should need to know the plan, but do we have a plan in place? Is there a plan in place with the state police, with the sheriff's office, with the local police? If there is a concerted effort at the same time happening, how are we safeguarding the residents? And my main concern is mostly for the elderly, those who aren't able to harm themselves or protect themselves. How do we keep them safe? And again, this is out there, I know, but again, with the world being unhinged as it is, that's my concern. don't feel like I have to answer, I'm just throwing this out there, and both of you up there too, I know you help with my crazy ideas,
No.
but it came to fruition, so.
I would say we have a county ESU unit that is second to none. Compared to other counties around the area, ours is much more tactically advanced, much more organized. And I think we can say for the residents of Beaver County, we have an elite unit that's available that if something like that were to happen.
And every municipality in Beaver County has used that unit one way or another.
So-
And I mean, even I'll just speak, I won't say what we meant about this morning, but even this morning, the three of us met with one of their leaders to discuss active plans that are taking place for certain events.
Active shooter events.
Yeah.
And those kinds of things.
Reunification, it's, yeah, so they're, every day they are working, and we did invest, we just had a conversation about full-time employees. We did just recently, this past year, invest in hiring of one individual who's full-time that only focuses on those types of things. So training businesses, training schools, training fairs, any football games, anything that they need, the county does offer those resources for, whether or not they reach out to them. But, you know, we do push it out to those municipalities, whether it's the chiefs of police meeting or not, so.
I mean, the other thing I'll say, Fabio, is it's just like with the train derailment. There's nothing where you go, train derailment in Darlington, and turn to a page and somebody goes. But we had a lot of people who were well-trained that responded to that and handled the situation, I think, very effectively, given the circumstances. So we're constantly, whether it's hazmat or the ESU, SWAT type activities and the like, these guys are training, hopefully prepared. So.
May I ask a follow-up question to that answer? When you mentioned that the groups that you reach out to in the community, do you also like include churches?
Yes, churches.
Actually, churches are in his plan. Yeah. He's visiting churches, schools, businesses, anybody that would be vulnerable and not have the resources for some kind of an incident like this.
That's good. There was just a recent one last week in Washington County that included churches, and there were churches from here that traveled.
Well, we just saw what happened in Michigan at the LDS church as well, right? So, I mean, it's the unfortunate reality, as Fabiola said, of the world these days where you have to be diligent and unfortunately have to be prepared for these kinds of things. So.
Thank you.
Any other audience participation? All right, we'll move into executive session.